What's up, Annie babies? What's up, Annie babies? You guys, we're going to do some clam chowder today. I have been struggling with a little bit of the flu. I would say a mild case, but I felt like crap for the past couple days. And now I've been able to eat a little. I ate some eggs earlier today. And I want to get a little bit more adventurous. I know this is a kind of a heavy dish, but I've been craving it. So I'm going to actually make me some clam chowder. So first off, I have some minced clams and I have some whole clams in the can. I have my chicken bouillon. Nor is the best for me if you're not using the, what's the jar one? Better Than Bouillon. If you don't have that, Nor is always the best. I'm not using my Better Than Bouillon today because I don't have as much left and I don't want to use it up. So I have some butter. I won't be using that much butter. I have my seafood stock. And again, I would prefer to have the Better Than Bouillon lobster base, but it's hard to find in grocery stores. You can get it on Amazon, but it's kind of overpriced. It's usually like $9-10 a jar. And I really don't want to pay that much money. So I have some clam juice, and I'll add that to taste it just to give it a little bit more flavor, seafood flavor. I have one of my seasonings over here. I'm also going to use garlic powder and onion powder. You know, that's my holy trinity, those three. I have some heavy whipping cream. I have white and green onions that I'm going to use. I have a potato, some celery, all-purpose flour. I have these carrots, and I've been trying to put them in every dish to go ahead and get rid of them so that they don't go bad. I had them for like a coleslaw or something, so I'm going to add some of these as well. A traditional chowder does not really have garlic, but you know I love garlic, so I'm going to add some garlic. So this is actually going to be more like a seafood chowder. Not really so much just the clams, but I have this. I bought this, forgot about it, and I don't want it to go bad, so I'm going to use these crab flakes as well, the imitation crab meat. Your base is always your bacon and your bacon grease. I also have some mussels. I tried to find some actual clams, but none of the stores had them in stock, like clams in the shell, not just the canned clams, but I wanted the clams in the shell. Nobody had them, so I settled for mussels. And I'm going to use some of these veggies that I have left over from my ceviche, the onion and the bell peppers, just because I don't want to waste anything. Again, it's not a traditional chowder ingredient, but it's a stew. You can put in whatever you want. I'm going to do this today. So let me get over to my little chopping station and let's get started getting my vegetables prepped. Okay, Annie baby, so let me go ahead and prep my veggies for the clam chowder or seafood chowder, whatever we're going to call it. It's going to be heavy on the clam flavor, even though I'm adding that other stuff, so it's still going to be like a clam chowder. That's going to be unique. Now, if I had added like shrimp or fish, the shrimp really would have taken away from the clam, but I think the clam is still going to stand out even with the imitation crab meat and the mussels. So let's get to prepping. So first of all, I want to show you, this is one of my little Temu gadgets. I think I showed it in a prior video. I'm going to attempt to use it today. I'm not really positive on how to use this quite yet. Hold on, let me get the box. Okay, so I have the box, and of course, the side showing the instructions has a label over it, so you can't really see. But just judging by what it looks like, I'm going to leave this one base underneath. Set the vegetables in between the green and this top yellow piece and press. So we're going to attempt it out. This was like a $3, $4, $5 deal. It wasn't much. And I was looking for another chopper because, again, all of my stuff is packed up. So I decided to go with this little cheapo gadget, and so I'm going to try it. Not with the green onions or the garlic, but definitely with the potato and some of the onion. I have some onion in that bowl, but I love onions, so of course I'm going to do a little extra. And I'm also going to see if I could probably use it for my celery as well. So again, everything has been, I rinse my vegetables as I get them and put them back in the refrigerator. I know it's a hassle, but I don't have to think about washing anything when I'm going to actually prep and cook my food, unless it's going bad. So I'm going to set that to the side. I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to start with the celery. I'm just going to get these ends off, and I forgot my trash bag. We're going to use the balls. Let's see if we can figure out a way to get this to chop in this chopper, because it's got a difficult shape. So, and I know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it, y'all. We're gonna try it. So I'm gonna put the celery in like so. Move this out of the way. And I'm going to press. Ooh. Elbow grease. It's not so good with celery, okay? Having to do a little bit too much exertion. Well, I'll take it back. It looked like it worked. So, yeah, it's all up in here. Now, whether it actually cut through is another thing. Y'all excuse my clumsiness today. I told you I'm getting over a little illness, and I'm still a little shaky. I feel a little better, have a little bit more energy, but alright, so I would normally like my celery a little bit smaller for the chowder, so I'm going to actually just cut these in half, because I do want them to get a little tender. I don't want them to be crunchy in the chowder. So any of these bigger pieces I'm just going to cut. Okay. I think I'm just going to cut the rest of this just like this, like I normally would. And reserve that for the bigger items. I think that let me put a little bit more celery, because celery flavor is what really kind of sets a chowder off. Whether you realize it or not, celery has a flavor. I actually have a celery salt that I use, and there is a distinct celery flavor that you don't recognize until you have it by itself, and then you're like, oh wow, that's what that is. And it does add specific flavor to the dish. So I'm going to reserve this last piece. I'll maybe take it to lunch or something, have it as a snack, because I think this is going to be enough. I'm going to do my best to not overcook like I normally do. Like, I may not even cut up this whole potato. Let me see how much, or I may just cut it and freeze the rest, what I don't need, because I tend to overcook, and right now it's just me, so, and nobody's coming over to eat. So let me get this peeled. Oh, I see some more celery up in here. Stuck in. Again, it's so fibrous. Look, those fibers, I don't know if you can see because the bottom is green. Hold on, let me take this out. See if it comes out. Then those fibrous pieces kind of get stuck on. It's the same thing when you're trying to bite and chew celery. Same thing. Okay, so I have my potato peeled. Let me get these out of the way. And I'm totally not prepared today. Oh, here's a paper towel. I normally have paper towels and plates and all kinds of gadgets over here with me just to try to help assist in keeping my area clean and keeping, so I want my potatoes to be about that thick. That's about, what, an inch. Let's see, before I go any further, let's see if we can get this to work better with the potato versus the celery. So I'm going to put one whole slice on. Ugh. Okay, now, this is not like my other one. That was a chore. You have to use some real elbow grease in this one. My other one, you just basically slap the top close. You've seen those times, the ones that just fold over and just smack it through. This one, you got to do a whole lot more pushing. And I don't know if maybe I could see if I can smack this down. I don't think it'll work because I'm struggling. Oh, maybe. That's all it was. So I have to smack this one down too. It doesn't come out as easy though. I'm seeing that. I'm having to push this out each time. But they're nice, the right size, nice size for my chowder. Wow, that's all it took. Okay, I see. All right, let's get the rest of these done, and then we can get on with the onions. Okay, this is more than enough potato, and like I said, I'll probably take the rest and this piece and whatever's left, put it in some water and freeze it. The water is going to keep it from turning brown, and so when it thaws out, it should be perfectly good to use. Let me get a plate. Hold on. Okay, Annie baby. So I got that out of the way. Got my celery and my potatoes prepped. Let's move on to the onions. I'm trying to make a little room on this plate. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little bit of onion because I have some onion in that other bowl that I'm going to use as well. Then I'll finish up with the green onions and just enough to garnish and some garlic. Alright, so for whatever reason, the onion was a little bit more difficult to actually cut through than the potato, which is weird, but okay, let's get this over to the side. And I left my scraper in the dishwasher. There's that paper towel. Get up all this onion juice that's what's make your eyes water. So let's go in with some green onion. Not a lot. I think I'm gonna need to test it, but again, I washed my stuff before I actually put it in the refrigerator. This was only like less than a week old. And it looks like there's already some, I mean, things deteriorate, they go away, but I hope I'm not hastening that process by washing them first. Especially like my cilantro and my green onions. I'm going to do 2 large cloves of garlic. Normally I would put a whole bunch of garlic, but I think this should be good enough. Let's just go ahead and get these chopped up. And I always do a rough cut. Come on, knife. I wouldn't make it on Top Chef, y'all, with my technique, but my food tastes amazing. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so my prep work is done. That's pretty much it for the veggies. Again, I have some of those other veggies that I'll use. Let's take it on in the kitchen. Okay, so now we're going to take out our bacon now that we've rendered off most of the grease. We're going to set it aside. We'll leave this grease in here. I'm going to turn down that heat just a bit because I don't want it to burn. Alright, so I'm going to actually take this off of the heat for a second. Again, my range runs really hot, so I have to give it a minute to actually come back, for the temperature to come back down to where I want it to be. So yeah, I'm going to give that just a second or two. We're going to go ahead and get a pat of butter. That's all the butter we're going to use. I know I had 2 sticks out earlier. We're not using that much. Put the rest away. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to add this bit of butter. If you have ghee, clarified butter, that's the best because it doesn't burn. So with this, you're going to have to watch it because you don't want it to burn. So once I've got this pretty much melted, now I'm going to start adding some of these veggies. The garlic and the onions and the celery. I'm going to leave these green onions on the plate. It's more for garnish. And again, I'm using the carrots, honestly, just to get rid of them. This recipe, the original chowder recipe doesn't call for carrots, but I need to get them out of the way. Right, so I'm going to get these a little softened. And that bacon grease and the butter. Smelling amazing in here. It is smelling amazing. Between the bacon and the onions and the garlic. Ugh, I'm hungry. Hungry! So I've got my vegetables softened a bit. Turn this back up a little. Now I'm going to add, I just remembered, let me add some of those other veggies that I said I was going to use. So y'all, I almost forgot. Get over there. I almost forgot. So I'm just going to add some of these extra onions, bell peppers. Call it a day. Give it another minute or two so that these can just soften up a bit. I know this is going to be a chunky monkey chowder, but hey, that's how we like it. That's how we like it. That's how we do it. Some of the seafood stock to the chicken stock. Normally you would have the lobster base, but I'm just going to add the chicken stock. I'm going to make do with what I got. So before we go there, these vegetables are starting to look like they're ready. So I'm going to add 1/2 cup of flour. It calls for 3/4 cups, but I can't seem to find my 3/4 cup spoon. I took it off of the ring and I don't know where it's at. We're going with that. So now we're just going to work this around so we get a little paste. And this is to basically cook off the flouriness. I don't know how to call that, but that flour flavor. Wish I had a little bit more bacon grease up in this joint. That's pretty dry. I'm going to add just a bit of water. Again, I'm just trying to get this to a paste. Get the dryness out of the flour. I think it's all pretty incorporated. So now I'm actually going to add the broth before I season. And I'm going to add a little bit at a time. Again, because I want to get this to a kind of a paste. And I cannot find my actual spatula, so I'm using this little cake spreader. I had it in my hand when I was prepping, but yeah, I don't know what I did with it. Nice little paste consistency now. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more. And continue to mix that until it's thinned all the way out. bit. Probably should have whisked this a little more. I'm going to actually go through and add my seasonings. I'm going to taste it first. So I get so I know what level of saltiness I'm at. I'm pretty close to where I would want to finish, but I know I still have to add the heavy cream. So here I'm adding garlic powder, onion powder, and I'm going to use some seasonal. And I don't use a lot of the seasonal, but I do want some in, because it has like paprika and other seasonings I like in there. I'm actually going to go back and, so I'm going to go back and use some Old Bay. There's not a lot in here. I may have to pull out that other one anyway. That's a little bit. Ooh, very little bit. Because we do want the seafood flavor that Old Bay has. That is just a very unique seasoning taste, crab taste that I grew up with, that we love in our seafood dishes. So I'm going to simmer this. I'm going to get it up to a boil. Taste it again. So at this point we have just a basic, almost just a regular soup, a broth. I don't really taste much seafood. That's why I got extra clam juice, and I'm also going to use some of the clam juice that's in the can. But I want to actually have the flavor of seafood in my dish. This Now we're just going to get this up to a boil, and then we're going to add our potatoes. Then once those cook, get to a nice consistency, we'll add our seafood, and it'll cook till it's done. Oh, before that, I'll add my heavy cream, and then we'll add the seafood. Okay, so now we're up to a boil. Turn the heat down a bit. Remove my lid. Give this a nice stir. Make sure there's nothing stuck on the bottom. And I'm going to add in these potatoes and let these cook. So these are going to cook for about 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. They're small, so it's not going to take long for these to cook. It's already thickening up because of the flour. So this will be a nice chunky chowder when I'm done. Okay. All right, let's check on it. It's been about 5-10 minutes. Again, you want to keep stirring because those potatoes, and they are sticking to the bottom. Turn this heat down some. I may add a little bit more water just because it's thick. I don't know. I'm gonna just wait. Let me actually find one of these potatoes and check the consistency. So they're just about done. That piece was pretty much done. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I already lowered my heat. I'm going to add a little bit of the Old Bay. Oh, popping. And I'm stirring this quite a bit. I really shouldn't be stirring so much. I don't want to break up on my potatoes. So it tastes pretty good. But now I'm about to add the heavy cream and a little bit bit more of this. Take it off. Clam juice. Okay. And I just eyeballed the heavy cream. I never really measure. I'll shake this up. Okay, so I'm going to give that a nice stir. Incorporate that in. Again, I'm going to taste for, see if I need to add anything. So I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning. Because again, once you add the milk, the cream, it thins out whatever you've already got in there. And I may have to add just a bit of salt just to boost. You know what? I have a better idea. A bit of salt to boost it. I'm going to use a little bit of accent to boost it. That will do the trick. Okay, so I'm praying this pot will be big enough once I add in, because now it's time to add in my seafood and get that a cooking. So let me get that. So I have my clams going in, the mix, and I have the, and I did leave some of the juice in. Not all of it, but most of it. Get in the imitation crab meat. I'm going to throw in some of the mussels. I'm not adding all of these, but I love the aesthetic of having the mussels in. So now let me get these. So now we'll need another maybe 10-15 minutes to cook. Not so much that other meat, but the mussels. They have to cook. Let me put a couple more. Yeah. And just so you guys know, when you get your mussels, they'll be closed like this. And once they're done cooking, they're going to be open. Any closed mussels after you've cooked them, throw them away. They weren't good in the first place. So now we just want this to simmer. I want to cook those mussels. I might put the rest of them in here. There's only a couple more left in the bag. Now when I change my mind, I will save the rest of those mussels for some ramen. Something like that. Some kind of stew. Okay, so let's let this cook for another 10 minutes or so. And then we'll be ready to plate up and try some. And I'm starving. Oh, I almost forgot one important step. The bacon. We want to incorporate some of the bacon in, and the rest we'll leave for garnish. But we do want that bacon flavor too. And it's not a lot of bacon. That was only like 3 slices of bacon that I cut up. But you want that flavor in there. Now it's boiling good. We got a good boil going. See all of these mussels opening up. See 1 or 2 that haven't, but looks like for the most part they're all done. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to take it off the heat. Let me actually put this back on for a second. Clean up my stuff. Alright, so now here's our bowl of chowder. Looks amazing. We're going to add some bacon on top. and some green onions. Alright, look at that, you guys. That looks amazing. Now, I'm not going to burn my mouth right this second and take a bite. So I'm gonna let it cool for about not even 5 minutes, maybe a minute or two, and then I'm going to get into this. Ooh. Okay, Auntie babies, here we go. I'm gonna try and get a little spoonful here with potato. Ooh. And clams. I do not want to burn my mouth. It's not as thick as if you bought it like in a can, or even some restaurants make it a whole lot thicker. But I like this consistency. And I think it would get thicker if I put more potatoes in. Again, I'm trying to make enough just for me, so I didn't want to add too many ingredients. Those potatoes are amazing. Oh, there go the bacon. Had a little chewy bit of clam. Oh, y'all, that's gonna be it, Auntie babies. I'm starving. I'm about to go enjoy my chowder. Nice, thick, rich chowder with all my seafood and veggies. And that's it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Also head on over to Auntievision with me and Auntie K, talking it up. And check out Auntie K on her channel, Kanisha's Best Life. She does a lot of cleaning, housewares, house style tips and things of that nature. So go check her out too. So that's it. Love you, Auntie babies, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Get some